Hey guys, I'm Colwen, back with another Transformers video, and I'm really enjoying the Legacy line to a point. We're getting all these really nice looking remakes and reissues, and I'm enjoying comparing them, and I'm hoping they do more. This is a Transformers Legacy Beast Wars Universe Silverbolt compared to the original 1990 something Beast Wars Silverbolt. This is unfortunately not my original one. I bought another one off eBay at one point. I do have the missiles. They will not be in the video. Well, maybe I'll bring them in at some point, actually, just for a little bit, but I probably won't be shooting them off. Great figure, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they did with the new one. There's no plastic in the covering. Fortunately, his head is there. You may not be able to see it, but I can see his two wing sword weapons down in there. Nice artwork. I'm already not liking seeing the weird techno stuff going on there because he wasn't a transmetal. He was a fusor. Fusors still turned into proper animals, so I don't like that, but hey, okay, I'm probably going to be willing to forgive it because it probably looks pretty good in robot mode, and actually kind of does look pretty good in robot mode. We got cross cells on this, basically cross cells over here, and we have the picture of the figures themselves, and yeah, okay, I'm not the transformation. I can see how it's working. It's similar to the old one. It's weird how they have these exposed bits, but nah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this guy looks, so let's go ahead and get him out of the box. Alright, I got them out of the box, and okay, so this is supposed to be a comparison, right? Let me talk about the old one first, and I like this one. I never should have gotten rid of my original, and I'm glad I have another one back. They did do a couple other versions of this mold. They did one in purple. They did one in a slightly different color. But for the most part, it's this one and the purple one. The purple one is in the Universe line. Go ahead and look that one up if you want. It looks absolutely atrocious, but it's kind of fun in its own right. Nice head sculpt that's very similar to the animation model. Nice torso, like everything is spot on except for the wings. Something I always disliked about this mold. The wings are supposed to hang down the back. And the reason why the wings can't is because they decided to work in this gimmick where you pull back on the tail and it causes the feather missiles to fire out. And this here would be the feather missile. Let's go ahead and skip ahead for a moment. And I will talk about their feather missiles side by side. They both got their good qualities, okay? So the feather missile on the newer one looks like an actual weapon, spear, something or other, okay? The one on the old one, it looks like a big weird feather, but it's not meant to be a weapon. It's meant to be a missile that just happens to fit in the hand. So there's good and bad sides about them, but each one fits their mold very well. I'll talk about his feather weapon later on when we get to him. He's got nice molded detail all over. You know, for what he is, he was mid-90s. The backpack is not too bad. I don't mind the backpack. He's got his little rub sign down here hidden in the back. There's some, and it's maximal. There's some cool little thruster detail and different things going on here. Yeah, you can see his beast mode head kind of folded into his torso there. I like the way they did the chest. There's like this weird armor thing going on. You know, nobody ever explained what this weird orange glowing jewel thing in his belly is supposed to be. They just went with it. Okay, you got a big red thing in your gut, whatever. I like the mixture of the beast feathers and fur all over, meshed in with the metallic of the legs and the mechanics. Like he really does look like a robot wearing animal stuff. It's really cool. The head is on a straight swivel, which isn't too bad. Ball-jointed shoulders. Pretty much, essentially double-jointed elbows if you're willing to use that hinge back there. Nothing at the wrist. No waist articulation, absolutely, for the transformation. He does have ball-jointed hips, though. He's got backwards and forward knees, so you can use the digitigrade legs if you really want him to. No rockers on the ankles. but his feet can open and close to a point. Really more for his beast mode, but still is nice to use in his robot mode. He is going on 20 some odd years old, 30 years old now. So some of his joints and tabs and stuff are starting to give out a little bit. So just be aware of that. Now, for the newer one. Yes, he is noticeably bigger. I'm going to have to come in here with some paint sometime and add some silver and stuff to his armor. They kept the paint to a minimum, just adding the gold and black where they needed to. But they added it very nicely. It's got it on the legs, it's got it on different armor bits, it's got it on the weapons. It's fine. There's absolutely no backpack back here. This is what this should have been. This is, ooh, I really, really like that. And of course his wings are fully functional and they are very, very pretty. Let's go ahead and compare them to the old one. The old one, they're nice and solid because they have to incorporate that missile launch gimmick. But on the old one, on the newer one, there's some nice main hinges and there's some flappy hinges going on there. Very, very nice stuff. We can fold the wings up. And it's interesting to see. I really do feel these wings, the engineering on them mimic the engineering on the Air Razor mold, which is really cool that they did that. He's actually got an even better representation of his animation model than the old one. Can bring the old one in there. I like the mixture of the fur with the mech, and they see, this is another problem. They got rid of the doggy bones. There's doggy bones in his wrists. There's the doggy bones in the wrists. They got rid of the doggy bones in the wrists. Ah! Worst toy ever. The doggy bones. No waist articulation. They couldn't figure out how to work that in there, and I really don't see why they couldn't have. I really... Oh, wait. Did they? They did! I'm stupid. They did put a waist articulation in there. That is... Okay, I'm stupid. There is a brilliant waist articulation, and the tail fin folds out of the way. That... Ooh, okay. There's other things that they did to the articulation. But we will, we got the metal down here, and okay, articulation. His head is on a ball joint, but it is restricted because of the shape of it. If they would have shaved off the neck a bit, that might have helped. Actually, might pop his head off and get in there with a Dremel sometime. He's got this hinge here, which does help with some poses, but that really is meant for articulation because he does have a full universal joint up in there. He's got an under the shoulder swivel. He's basically got double jointed elbows. You're really only supposed to use like this right here, but like, yeah, just go ahead and use the whole thing. And then you got an extra claw pounder weapon thing. I don't know. We've already talked about the wings. He's got that waist that surprised me. He's got universal jointed hips. He's got an at the hip swivel. He's got a knee bend that can go forward and backwards. He's got the hinged toes, the hinged ankle with the side to side. Let me bring in Transmetal Black Arachnia in her robot mode. Oh my goodness, she is always difficult to get to stand. Oh boy. That won't last long. That will not last long. And here is the new Beast Wars Black Arachnia. Now, while very much canon, that Black Arachnia and that Transmetal Black Arachnia and Silverbolt would be together, I think the scale is a bit off. But I think that the Beast Wars one looks better with her counterpart. Actually, it looks pretty good with both of them. I need to talk about this one actually. Let's get these guys a little bit evened up. There we go. His wings get in the way a lot. That's going to become a running gag, isn't it? We got Film Noir Spider-Man here. I've got Scourge here. We've got Soda Can. We've got Hubcap. So you can see here that Silverbolt here is actually kind of a smaller Voyager, but he still holds up pretty well, actually. You know, he's not terrible at he's stonky for a Voyager. And then here are the deluxe Carbot guys, and Silverbolt was a deluxe back in the day, so he keeps his size fairly well, actually, even though deluxes have started to shrink a little bit. Let's go ahead and get into transformation, and I will kind of do them at the same time. So we're going to come up here to the arms, and we're going to fold the arms. Do not break the arms off. Get the arms up. You're going to come down here to this his loincloth thing and pop it loose, and then split the legs up. Open up his chest and fold the head in, and then the whole head is going to fold out and over. The front arms here are on these horizontal double hinges. They're going to come away from the side of the torso, and they're going to hinge all the way back here. Make sure this rear plate is hinged down and out of the way, and we will reconnect them together to form the rear end of the wolf mode. Then you push up the hips, and there you go. He's done. Like, the transformation was intuitive and did its own little tricks, but it made sense. It's good, it's solid, it's fun, it's straightforward. And we'll talk about his beast mode in a little bit. Okay, so one nice thing about this Silverbolt is that no, you do not need to remove the weapons. So you just peg them back on the wings. I'd recommend pulling the wings straight back so they're out of the way. Come up here to the arms, and these arms are going to transform the same way as the old one did. Did I mention he had wrist swivels? He's got wrist swivels. That was really cool. Okay, and then I twist the arms so they're kind of out of the way. Bring the arms out of their sockets and hang them down. We are going to line up the waist, and this is why I thought he didn't have a waist, because this part's going to fold up here and lock everything down in place in animal mode. But you're going to pull the head forward, okay, and the head's here in his back. His head's here in his back. And now, this is, okay, let me fold the head in there. Let me fold the upper arms up and around. So, like, he's doing similar things that the old one did. He's doing similar things that the old one did. Okay, but then he hits us with the, okay, we close the belly panel down. Then he hits us with this weird twist. He pulls an ass about face. Seriously, that's his crotch down here. And this wasn't accidental. It tabs in. Tabs into his crotch plate. Twist the arms around. Pull down the... Look at that. His head's buried up inside there. And here we have him in his beast mode. He's got so many joints that kind of fight and argue with each And there we have them side by side. Okay, so we've got them both in their animal modes, and we'll talk about the older one first. It still holds up. It is a nice wolf griffin. He was a part wolf, part eagle, wolf griffin. Alright. He's got the dog legs in the back. Everything blends in really nicely. There's only really the side mech detailing, and in the cartoon, all that was covered over by fur, so you wouldn't actually see that. So that's why it's just gray and flat and plain. And he still has plenty of articulation. The leg articulation transfers over. He's got forward and backwards on that knee. He's got closing, grasping claws. And he has the missile gimmick. And what sucked about the missile gimmick is that it would always fire off at this weird arc. You would never fire it directly in front of him. I did do some custom painting in silver and red and stuff, and there was some stuff I did to him in his robot mode. The newer one can actually do the pose, firing the missiles straight forward. Did I mention that I like how these missiles look more like spear weapons and not just chunks of feather? But he can at least point them straight forward to mimic the straightforward attack thing. There's a stopping point right there, but you can gently push past it, and then it'll go back into place. And he's got a really impressive wingspan compared to the older one. He's got... Okay, actually the wingspans are about the same. The wingspans are surprisingly right about the same. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. The head sculpt is very wolf-like. It's a little bit fluffier. I don't care too much for the big old mechanical exposed parts here. Like, if they could have found some way to blend that in better, that'd have been nice. I don't know how they would do that other than just remolding and just, changing it out all right. But, like, putting some more feathers or something on there. The arms are meant to peg into place, which makes them kind of look a little scrawny compared to the older one. But you can easily pop them loose and have them go wherever. And since he's part bird, his front legs being really bird-like and ugly, you know what? I could get over it. It'd be nice if they blended it in better, gave it some fur coverage or something, some feather coverage, and then back here even, it'd be nice if they could find some way, because look at the older one. It blends in so much better. And my camera's having issues again. Hold on. Of course, we gotta bring in the spiders. I have here Transmetal Black Rachnia, and here I have Beast Wars Black Rachnia. And yeah, they look better together in their robot modes. These spider modes are just so gigantic by comparison. It's quite frightening. Okay. Articulation-wise, he's got universal jointed shoulders. He's got forward and backwards. He's got tiltage and rocker on his ankle. His claws do not open and close. So it's actually something the older one has over him, although the older one, the claws didn't open and close as much. And I just noticed little mech detailing on the inside of his legs. Then there's the dog bone. There's the dog bone. I was crying about the dog bone earlier. Do we have a dog bone on the new one? We do not have doggy bones on the new one. We get to be sad again. Okay. The back legs have similar posability to the old one. There's the ball joint at the base and kind of forward and backwards on the dog knee. You can probably get him into a decent sitting pose. Although, there we go. And since His wings can fold downwards. You can get him in a very nice doggy roosting pose, actually. I am very much liking that pose right there. The older one, as I break pieces off, older one can also kind of do a roosting pose. But I think the newer one does it much better. And the newer one has an opening and closing mouth. I didn't touch on that. Let's bring over Film Noir Spider-Man. Let's bring in the Siege Carbots. I've got Soda Can, I've got Hubcap, and we've got Scourge over here. And you know what? There's Scourge in robot mode. Both are really good. Okay, the old one was really good for its time, and it holds up really well. Back in the day, I want to say it was like $10, and over time it has gone up in price. In package, you're looking easily $60, $70 maybe, depending on which version of it. Loose, complete, you're looking at maybe $30 to $40. Honestly, it's kind of worth it. It's an older toy, but it's got really good articulation. It's got a really good transformation. The gimmick is stupid, but like it's still a cool spring-loaded gimmick. I rag on the spring-loaded gimmick, but like it was the 90s. Everything needed a spring-loaded gimmick or something. The newer one, there's some flaws to it. There's some issues to it, but I kind of like it. I really, really like it. The more I play with it, it is a really, really good upgrade to the old one. The transformation does some similar tricks that the old one does, but then the whole spinning the top of the head around, like, that was just inspired. Like, I make fun of it, but, like, that was really cool. And you still have access to, like, the crystal thing as, like, some type of hidden mystical weapon, because let's face it, he always had kind of a weird Native American, you know, howling wolf spiritual thing going on. I don't know. Silver. What's his name again? He's my favorite Transformer. I'm Silverbolt. Oh, he's my favorite Beast Wars character, and I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden. Silverbolt always had a really weird mystical vibe about him. And him having like this weird mystical chest thing in his animal mode is just kind of cool, I think. And just, if you can only get one, go ahead and get the newer one. It is a great figure. I'm gonna play with this one more often. He's gonna go back in storage because like he's like going on 30 years old, and I don't want him to get damaged and whatnot. If you can get both, get both. They display really well together. They look good together, and like, yeah, a pack of eagle wolves running around. I really feel Hasbro should take another shot at this, and like I saw recently, Takara redid the Beast Wars Neo Leo Wolf guy and redid the head and made it look more accurate to the cartoon. It'd be kind of nice if Hasbro, or even, I'm saying, it'd be nice if Takara got a hold of this and remolded the shoulders here and remolded this here and made it look more furry or more hairy and or feathery, or make it blend better and make the tail bigger, like this weird mechanical dog butt thing back here. Oh my god, look at that. Yeah, the Beast Wars one has a big old gaping hole in it. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. But it's got the fur and stuff, and that's there because of transformation, actually. That has to be there as part of the transformation, but that is unfortunate. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm Colwen. I've been talking about Transformers, Beast Wars, Silverbolt, and Transformers Legacy United, Beast Wars Universe, Silverbolt, Deluxe class and Voyager class. Both are great figures. They have their flaws. They have their good points. They're both about the same price. If you can only get one, get the newer one. It's really good. The newer one's a really good figure. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye. Oh, Hasbro, try again. Just come on, Hasbro. Or, no, I'm sorry. Takara, take a shot at this one. I know you guys want to. Takara, redo my Silverbolt here. I will buy a third one. Bye-bye.